Hey there, 7th grade. Welcome to English. It is Wednesday. All right, so head on over to your classwork tab and check out today's quick write. Remember, 5 complete and quality sentences. Today's quick write is due Friday at 1:30 p.m., so make sure that is in. Your comprehension from yesterday is also due today at 1:30 p.m., okay? So make sure that is done and turned in. Now, today I did want to discuss your comprehension questions, okay? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to discuss them, I guess. Number 1, which of these sentences best describes the central idea of the article? Okay, so the central idea of this article is talking about how Zan Haidt tried to change Chinese policies on education. That's the whole point of writing this article, is to discuss her work to change the policies. 2, Zan Haidt said she should be allowed to attend high school in Shanghai because, well, she didn't really care that she knew many of the teachers there, and she wasn't already registered for classes because obviously she wasn't necessarily going to get to go. She really knew it was her best path to college. Her family was from a very rural area, and the schools in rural areas are not the best. And so if she wanted to get into a really nice college and do the best she could for her future, she needed to stay in the city. So she knew it was her best path to college to stay in Shanghai for high school. All right, number 3, what is the most likely reason that the Chinese government has a policy that Chinese households have to register in their home province? Okay, so this goes back to a time in Chinese history where people didn't really move around. And we see that sometimes in the U.S., families tend to stay where they grew up, especially if they're from a rural area. And then you have people like me. I'm a nomad. I've lived in 8 different states and 1 foreign country. But the most likely reason is because this is a policy that started when people lived their whole lives in one place. They didn't move around. So that's the most likely reason. Number 4, some people supported Zan's request to go to school in Shanghai, including, so this is asking who were some of the people that supported her request. And it was really a government-controlled newspaper that really helped her along and supported her through all of this process. So it was the newspaper. And 5, which of these statements best captures the author's point of view about Zan? So the author is trying to show, her point of view is that Zan is making a reasonable request that will affect her future. Because if she doesn't get to go to school in Shanghai, she's not necessarily going to get to advance into a higher college or a nicer college and get to do what she wants to do. So the author is definitely of the mindset that she's making a reasonable request that's going to affect her future. All right, so that is me going over the comprehension from yesterday. Today, you need to check out steps 3 and 4. So let's talk about step 3. This is your close read step. So I ask you to mark things usually. There's 2 parts to this. You're going to mark 2 things and you're going to answer 2 questions. So the assignment under classwork that says step 3, close read, is you answering those questions for me, okay? And I will post on your feed the 2 things you need to mark so you can reference that. But what I need you to mark is, first, Zan's reasons for not wanting to go to school in Shanghai. So, not her reasons for not wanting, but her reasons for wanting to go to school in Shanghai. Sorry, typo, I'm reading typos. So what are the reasons that she wanted to go to school in Shanghai for high school? Okay. And the second thing, what are the actions she took to change the Chinese government's policy about education? So what did she do to try and change this policy so that she could go to school in Shanghai? So the two questions you're going to answer are, were her reasons valid and persuasive or not? And explain the results of the actions and her other future plans. So the two things you mark are going to help you with the two things you answer, okay? So make sure you mark those first. I did include the Word document so that you can highlight in the Word document, okay? So that is what you need to look at today. And then you need to look at step 4, summarize. So I want you to summarize in 5 sentences what we read. There are some sentence frames in the question. So if you need help coming up with sentences, it does have some fill-in-the-blank sentence frames there, okay? So today's jobs: 1, quick write; 2, close read, both marking, which will be in your feed, as well as the assignment with questions to answer. And then step 4, summarize, okay? Get those 3 things done today, please. Step 3 and step 4 will both be due tomorrow at 1:30 p.m., okay? All right, good luck. Make sure you check in this week and have a good day.